You're listening to the Running Around Charlotte podcast presented by the Novant Health Charlotte Marathon. Find out more or register at runcharlotte.com. Now, here are your hosts for the Running Around Charlotte podcast, Tim Reitz and DC Lucchese.
All right, welcome back to the Running Around Charlotte podcast, where we're coming to you live, sort of, kind of. Well, I mean, we are live, right? We're not dead or anything. Not yet, anyway. So we're coming to you live from the Novant Health Charlotte Marathon Expo, presented by our friends at Fleet Feet. It's been a very exciting day up in here. People running all around and buzzing all around in advance of tomorrow's events. But I am all abuzz right now because I've got Tim Reitz on the show, and you're like, who's that? Why do I know that name? Well, I'll tell you. Well, also 177 people move here every day, so, you know, there are plenty of new people. But nonetheless, this guy is redefining urban exploration and public exposure to art in a very cool way and creating community along the way. Mural Tours 704. And some of you listening are like, I've done that before, but I didn't know who did all that. So, but this is the guy right here. So I am excited to hear all about this and where you got the idea and how it's been going and where all this is going.
Sure.
And Tim, thanks for joining us on the Running Around Charlotte podcast, man.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
It's great to be here. I'm pretty jazzed that we have an opportunity to talk about it. So.
Totally, man. So let's just start here. Yeah. Where did you get the idea? You know what would be a great thing to do is like basically form a run club around exposing people to some of the great street art around here.
Yeah, so we've done that a little bit. So we started off in maybe 2017. We had the first one. I just started using Strava, and I would run, and we had a long distance run through the Grand Canyon, and every time I come home from work, I'm like, oh, I need to go out and run somewhere. I need 13 miles or so. And so I eventually found a statue. I said, I'll run to the statue, come back. And so the next day I noticed that there were a few murals, and so I'd run to the mural, post a picture of it on my Strava, and after like 2 or 3 months, people were like, I will run with you. And so we'd string along a couple of them, and they're like, I would even pay for this. And so I don't want the money, but I said, what could I do that would do some good? And so I said, how about we give this money to the arts? So we did it. Like the first official one was during COVID. I think it was in June.
Right on,
the first year. Like, we have to social distance, and this will be perfect. We're going to be out and about running around.
Yeah.
And the first one, I said, just here's a QR code. Donate to it. It goes straight to an artist here in Osiris Rain.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
And I messaged Osiris afterwards. I said, this is just donate how much ever you want. How much money did you get? He said, I got $7.
Like, man, come on.
Right, so we need to redefine what we're doing here. So we now charge $10.
Right on.
And what we do is we pull all that money together. We have a small art at the very end. So if someone gets a raffle, we raffle that off to someone that showed up. The rest of the money goes back out to the art community. It goes out to an artist who may be having some troubles financially.
Right.
Something happens to them, or they're going on a trip and they need to paint something, and they misbudgeted their supplies. So what we do is give out $50 grants to them. And so it's not a lot of money, but it's help.
But $50 is $50, right? Exactly. I mean, it goes a long way when you're right there teetering on the edge of completing something or not completing something, or you're starting something or not starting something, right?
And so we're very transparent. I don't keep any of the money for myself. The only thing we buy is the art that we give away, and occasionally some stickers. But otherwise, it sits in a pool, and when there's a need, we give it out to them.
I love that, man. And do you have a personal connection to the art or the artists or art period? And you're like, you know what, this is just something that felt good.
Yeah, I took my last art class, I think I was a junior in high school. It's been a while. So I just started going out to the murals and checking them out.
Yeah.
And I started to get a relationship with some of them. So Sydney Duarte. And Matt Moore, Puck McGruff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Osiris Rain. So even the ones that we have here in Charlotte, the ones that have really made a name for themselves, all kind of taken me in. And anytime I have a question or need any support, they're always happy to help me out.
That's fantastic. I mean, it is a real giving community, kind of like the running community. The art community is so very, very giving. And I know you know Madeline, Tim Miner from Charlotte is Creative and all that. And we talk about that all the time. It's like Charlotte's art and creative scene is almost the antithesis of being in a box or being, strictly defined. That it still feels like there's room for all types of creating and creatives, right?
Right. I mean, there's people who do textiles or more like a knitting. There's people who do spray paint. It's clothing. It's pretty amazing all the talents they have. I don't have any of that talent, so I really appreciate the people that have that.
Well, and I think that's probably the case with most folks that are looking at this. Are like, that's not something I or we or whatever would or could do, but I want to appreciate it and know more about it and where I can even find it, because you see a lot of this stuff in people's socials and things like that. You're like, man, that is super cool, and you have no idea where it is.
Yeah.
And and some of it is right here in town.
Yeah. And I'm happy to take you out there. I mean, when we roll up to a mural, we show these people, like, this thing is 30 feet wide and maybe 50 feet tall, and you drive past it, you don't even really notice it. But then when you tell them, like, oh, it's made by spray paint or something like that, it's really amazing. Just the ability these people have is just great, and I love showing it off.
Yeah. Now walk us through it.
Yep.
Or, no pun intended, run us through it as the case may be. What's the Mural Tour 704 experience look like? I'm showing up. I'm ready to do it. Let's go.
Yeah, so you show up. We try and collect the $10 beforehand, so that way we're just get off and running.
Yeah.
After that, we have a 4-ish, usually 3 to 5 mile course, usually around 4 miles. We stop at every mural. And so if you are a slower runner, it's okay, because we're not going to leave anybody behind.
Right on.
You are not going to be setting a PR today.
Not that kind of thing.
Nope. It's really just about fun, experiencing the city, experiencing the art, learning anything I know, I'm happy to pass on. We're going to stop at every mural, so you have the opportunity to catch your breath if you need to. You're going to learn a little bit about the artist or the mural. You're going to be able to take pictures. Obviously, if there's an Instagram handle, I'll give you an opportunity. I'll point that out so you can post that up to Instagram. And then we move on to the next mural. And every tour generally has 15 to 40 murals, depending on the neighborhood that we hit. We come back, we raffle that $10 that you gave us. We pull that money together. We have a small art. We raffle it off. And sometimes we partner with a restaurant or an apartment complex we just finished up. They provide breakfast for us. So it's really great community. Hopefully more people come out.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm embarrassed to say that I haven't been out to one of them yet, but no, I will be there. I promise you, man. I promise you. But I mean, you guys I see from the pictures, you get pretty decent crowds, like 20, 25 people. It looks like at most of these things, right?
They do, yeah. Usually 15, 25 people, depending on the neighborhood. Sometimes depending on the weather as well. So,
Well, weather dependent for sure. Now, what neighborhoods in a 3 or 4 or 5 mile route are hosting 40 pieces of art? That is amazing.
Yeah, so if you've been to Luminous Lane in Uptown, you can find that 40 right there.
Yeah, well, there you go, right there, yeah.
But we can hit all of Uptown. We can divvy up South End into 2 different mural tours. We can do we did Noda and Howie Acres, which is the first neighborhood just north of Noda.
Yeah.
And nobody knows where Howie Acres is, and so people were completely lost when we were only 200 yards from where we started. Like,
you're like, where am I?
What neighborhood am I in now? Like, your car is really right there. Like, we were back in Noda. And so,
wow.
So we can hit what I call North Noda, and then we can hit Noda and Villa Heights. And then we can do one on the west side as well. So we have probably 6, 7, 8 different routes that we can do.
That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. And do you get a lot of people coming back and forth, or you're like, hey, man, I want to do this again? Or
yeah, probably half the crew are people that come all the time. We have one gentleman who's come to, I think he said the last one was his 12th one. And he has a printout of a map, and he outlines where we run. Even though it's on your Strava, he literally outlines where we run, and he sent me a picture. It's pretty fantastic.
You're like, hey, man, whatever it takes, right? Analog man in a digital world. I get it. I get it. That is so super cool. I'm like, okay, you got me on the Luminous Lane. I'm like, okay, yeah, you can check a lot of them off right there. But even still, and full disclosure, my wife would absolutely hate doing this with me. She would love doing it, but she would not want to do it with me. She would run with other people, because I'm one of those people that would turn that one with the 40 stops. You would have to come back and get me the next day, because I would stop at every dang one of them and just take it all in, do the QR code, learn all the thing, follow them on Instagram and all this kind of stuff. I'd be like, man, you need to hustle up, bro. You need to hustle up.
Get to a private one.
Exactly. like, come on, D, you need to hurry up, brother. It's like, we've done things like this before, and she's like, oh boy. I'm a slow learner, I guess.
That's okay.
Exactly, slow learner.
This is for everybody.
Right, exactly. It's for everybody, right? Is there any kind of pace or anything like that? I know it's not like I said, it's not a race. It's an experience.
Right.
It's like, but everybody's welcome, right? Anybody, any pace. I mean, you can walk it if you want, right?
Technically. It's
not like
we put up on Strava the day of the mural run. So if you do want to fall behind or you're just not feeling great, we can let you fall back.
Right on.
We generally run around a 9:45 to 10:30 pace.
Yeah.
So it's comfortable for most people.
Yeah.
And most of the murals are close enough where you're only going that pace for quarter mile, half mile at the most.
Oh yeah, so you can gas it out.
Exactly. And then we stop at the mural, and then you got 5 minutes to recover.
That's cool, man. That's cool. And since 2017, you've seen a lot of new art added to some of these spaces in these places, right?
We have, and so we saw some in the Uptown area that were originally there. Noda obviously had a handful of them.
Sure.
But yeah, as Talking Walls, an organization which I'm not sure is still around, but they had an annual mural festival, and so you would see 5, 6, 7 ones pop up in a week. But yeah, South End has really grown quite a bit. So it's good to see.
Yeah, it really is. And you think about, and I think this has been kind of one of the themes of all the shows we've done while we recorded here at the Expo, is that over the year, I mean, just 1 year, right? Since we were here last year, 60,000 plus people have moved to Charlotte. Right? And that's 60,000 something people who've never seen any of these.
Yes.
And in the time we're talking, in the day we've had today, 177 people will move here today who've never seen any of this.
Right. And we have people that join, they work in Ballantyne, they live in Ballantyne, so when you bring them to Uptown or you bring them to Noda, they come to Noda to eat tacos at Cabo, and they pretty much go home. And so it's great to be able to run them through some of the neighborhoods. We'll run into a parking garage because some of the murals are in a parking garage. As long as I can legally get into it, we're going to go check it out.
That's awesome, man. And how are people finding out about it?
So we have an Eventbrite page, so we publish that. We would like to get your email address. We send out an email. I am not going to spam you because I don't like the emails. I don't like crafting them. I don't like receiving them. So you're only going to get like 4 or 5 a year.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
A couple of months before. I'll generally have it 6 weeks maybe beforehand. We send one out a week or 2 before. Yeah. And that's it. We'll have that. We have Instagram and we have Threads. We will repost some murals as well. So we try and stay pretty active. I go to a website that has a holiday every day, and so I can usually find a mural that applies to that, and so that's the mural that you're going to find, and most of them will be from Charlotte area, but I've traveled around anytime. I just came back from Denver last night.
Oh, right on.
And they have 500-ish murals, I think, and so I've been sharing some of those as well.
Oh, right. Oh, that's very cool, man. Very cool. Now, in your travels, would you say that Charlotte's mural and outdoor art scene stacks up against some of the other places you visit, or?
Yeah, so Denver is very popular with some of the murals they have, and then we have Wynwood down in Miami, where it's almost like Noda, but every square inch, if it's not glass, it's pretty much covered with a mural.
Oh, wow.
But I've been to Philadelphia, I've been to some of the other cities, either with work or just personal travel. I think Charlotte's really done a great job. It's really far up there. I'm probably 3rd behind the Denver and Miami.
Oh wow, right on, man. Because I've never seen that in Denver, but I do have some exposure to what you're talking about. But again, like I said, with not being in perspective, it's like, how big are these? Where are these? And this, that, and the other. And I think seeing them on foot, seeing them on the ground, right, and seeing them at pedestrian speed, gives you some context.
Yeah.
Right, of what's out there. And like I said, I had no idea that some of these routes had so many on there, and that you could cobble 8 routes together that would do all this.
Yeah, and it takes, I only do usually 3 or 4 a year. And so by the time we start repeating, a lot of those murals have changed over, at least some of them have. And so,
well, yeah. And again, thinking about to all the people who've moved in here. Yeah. So I guess the last one was when?
We did one maybe a month ago.
Okay, so there you go. So a month ago, and it's like, oh my gosh, man,
we've already had a couple
thousands of people who've moved here already. So you're like, oh, for crying out loud, man, it's incredible. And what has been the response to some of these artists that you've assisted through through the program here?
Yeah, so one is just getting them followers. So as we run around, people are tagging them. They start following them. Occasionally they interact with them. They'll just be driving down the street and they'll stop over, and just as you're painting, they'll have a small interaction.
That's awesome.
Say, I went on a mural tour, and then the artist says, "Oh, Tim," or they just know me as mural tours guy.
Yeah, well, like, the worst things to be known for,
right,
quite frankly. Yeah,
Cold Wars. So
yeah, like come on.
But and then we've also had people just buy art from these artists, and so it's one thing just to show them some love and tag them on Instagram, but if they have art on the side as well, it's great. And so if we can help, we want to be their hype man, right? Or I at least want to be the artist hype man.
Yeah,
and
right
so
on.
We'll post pictures. We'll forward anything else out.
Yeah.
Finish a mural, tag me, and I'll post it for you. But really, we just want to be able to help that community, whether it's just get some notoriety or sell some art or just do some good.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're a small business, right? They are a small business. An artist is a small business, and supporting small business, that's a beautiful thing, right? I think Charlotte does a pretty dang decent job of that, quite frankly, supporting small business.
I think so too. I mean, it's great to see these people be able to go from. I've seen a lot of them go from working full time at a job and art as a pastime thing. I've seen them leave that and become a full-time artist, which is fantastic.
Heck yeah, man.
Wouldn't we all want to do something that we enjoy?
Yeah. Well, that's got. I mean, not to go, oh man, but you've got to be like, oh man, I had a hand in that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't think I had a hand in it. I mean, they were great without me.
Yeah, I know, but it's that. It's like, I don't know. Wendy Hickey from Art Pop Street Gallery, right? She talks about that all the time. She's like, having a hand in helping somebody go from hobby to being a professional and being their not diversion but their career, right? It's like it takes people like you and programs like that are exposing people to this art and to these artists for them to go, wow, didn't know that person, and now I want that art and I want to support them. That's cool, man.
I appreciate it. I think it's great when someone reaches back out to me and says, "Hey, I'm driving down the street and I saw artist that we saw a mural in this neighborhood, and I just happened to see this artist and stop and have a conversation and be able to connect with them." So.
Yeah, because it is one of those things. Once you see some of the art styles, then you start to recognize the artist in other places. You're like, I'll bet you that's Osiris's work, or I bet you that's Natalie's work, or I'll bet you because I recognize what they do, and you're like, that's the slippery slope to opening your wallet, right?
Exactly.
Because their style resonates with you in some way, so much so that you would recognize it. You're like, I got to have some of that in my house, or I got to support them in some other way.
Exactly.
Right?
We've had some of the artists come out on the tours, not run with us, because most of the artists won't run. But a lot of them will come out and either speak for. We'll give them a few bucks and say, "Can you come out for 15 minutes and just come and talk to me about your mural?"
That's great.
How you came up with the idea, how you designed it, or the conversations you may have had with the client, or what the mural means to you, or who is in the mural. And so if we can build that connection, that's fantastic. But I feel bad bringing artists out for a 15-minute just because we got to get back on the course, right?
Well, yeah, it's like they're coming all the way from Salisbury. You're like, oh my gosh, 15 minutes, dude. Took me an hour and a half to get here.
But I had one come in from Rock Hill. So
there you go,
that's
man.
Amazing. And then someone from the tour bought her art. So
boom, win-win right there.
Exactly. It made me happy. So.
Totally, man, totally. Now, when you had the $7 experience with Osiris, who's a great dude.
He is.
I mean, look up Osiris Rand. You can Google him up real quick, and you'll see some of his work, and you're like, oh my gosh, if you've been anywhere around Uptown or hell, a lot of places in the country, right? He's done some stuff in other countries too, but you'll recognize his work. And you're like, that's the guy, yeah. But when you had that $7 experience, what made you say, you know what, I need to do more, and not say, you know what, this was a crappy idea?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to give up, right?
But exactly. Well, that didn't work. It's $7. Come on.
So I knew that we had something there because I think we had 15 or 20 people come out.
Oh, right on.
And so I'm like, well, if I can get $10 or $15, and at one point we were charging 15. Things have slowed down the economy, and I want more people to show up. And so we moved it down to 10. But yeah, that first time I had a blast. I went home. was all jazzed. I'm like, we just covered 5 miles or whatever. We saw 30 murals. We ran
That's
through
cool,
the
man,
Belmont neighborhood,
Yeah,
Villa
yeah.
Heights.
Yeah.
And when I got that, I'm like, oh, $7, okay. Like,
You're like,
but I'm in process improvement in my career, and so I'm like, we just need to fix this. I'm like, what is the problem? How do we fix it? And we had a couple more. We started charging some cash, and it just kind of worked itself out.
Yeah, well, it sounds. Yeah, it's totally working out, man. On some of those folks, where you've seen some folks go from dabbling to professional, do you have any names in mind that folks would go like, okay, yeah, and where could I see some of that work?
So I know he's done some work at the Teo Outdoor Gallery, which
Yeah,
is
right.
in Villa Heights.
Yeah.
So he goes by the Instagram handle Hobo Husband.
Right on.
Hobo_husband.
Yep.
And so Brian has done work there. He's done some other work outside of Bird's Pizza. He had a small
Okay,
mural as
right
well.
on, yeah.
But he's gone from, I believe, a chef to just a full-time artist now. And so some of
That's
his
amazing.
work looks amazing. It's
Yeah.
primary bluish and I guess maroonish colors.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
like a historical-looking figure. It's pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, I can obliquely see that piece over there at Bird, but I'm trying to place it. But yeah, that's awesome,
So
man.
it's great to see. I
Yeah, that
want
is-
to see everyone be able to do that.
Right. I mean, that's, and it takes folks who, like you, and doing those things to be that third party pushing them around, right?
We're trying.
Exactly, man. Everybody needs that advocate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be your own advocate first, but then
Right.
you need somebody else to champion you as well, which is how the whole thing works. Now, when's the next one?
So we're gonna not run people when it's cold out.
Okay.
And so we'll probably be in the spring, usually around March.
Okay.
We have one. Then we try and fit one in before Memorial Day.
Right on.
Then we go on a hiatus because it gets a little warm. And we've had a couple people come back and just look like death.
You're like,
maybe not great. And then we do one in the fall.
Yeah.
But we can also do private tours. And so I've done one with a networking group at a bank here.
Oh, right on.
And so if you want to get to know your coworkers,
Yeah.
they just hired me and we did that. We did it with Around the Crown with Brian Mister and Lisa Landrum.
Yep.
We just had one,
Yeah.
I think, in August with them.
Yeah.
And so we'll work with you. We'll create a route. We also have a kids one for Run Cabarrus. And so Gray Riley, if you know Gray.
That's, man, no way.
So we do that. This is, I think, year number 6 coming up. And he is working with an artist. I don't know where it's at in the process, but he's working with an artist to design a shirt, and they're going to wear that shirt on the run.
Wow. Okay, come on, man. That's cool.
It's pretty awesome.
That is really cool.
And I don't want anything. I don't want anything out of it. I'm not collecting a fee, but I
Yeah.
really just want to collect them, and hopefully she gets I already told her I'll pay her a little bit, and then Gray's going to give her some out of the Run Cabarrus budget.
That's awesome.
But just being able to make that connection for people.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Because art is intimidating
It
for
is.
people who aren't artists,
Yeah.
right? They're like, okay, that's much, right? And nobody likes to do things or be around things or whatever. Not most people that they don't get,
Right.
right? So, to have somebody, that's like them, right? Hey, a runner guy, introducing me to some art. Cool, I can do that, right? That's a low barrier of entry, right? As opposed to, being on a museum tour. That's no shade on that. Just saying that's maybe more people's comfort level might be at.
Yeah.
Let's do a run. Let's learn about some local artists.
Yeah. And I'll share anything I know, but I'm like you said, I'm not an artist
Yeah.
either, and so people
Yeah.
ask me questions. I'll either make it up or no, I don't. But
Yes, that was painted with blood. What? No, I just made that up.
Right. But
Yeah.
in my career, I'm
Yeah.
in a position where I ask a lot of questions at work, and so if I have an artist, I'll just ask them lots of questions, and they understand that I'm not the artist.
Right. Yeah.
I think it takes about 15 seconds of the conversation to realize I'm not the artist.
You're like, I'm not pretending that I am. I'm just leading the tour, right? Give me a
Yeah.
break.
So-
That's great, man. Now, what do you do in your day job here?
So my day job is process design, and so we
Okay.
define something where, hey, here's the process, and here's what we want to get to. What technology do we need? What kind of people do we need? What skills?
Yeah.
Locations, anything like that. We just need to be able to put it on paper. So if someone quits, I can hand you a book and say, here's how you work.
Well, you're creating.
I guess so.
You're creating. I'm like, that's creating right there, man. You're making something out of nothing.
We're trying.
Yeah, that's definitely creating. It might not be on the side of a building, but you're definitely creating,
Yeah.
right?
Still takes some creativity and think about what could go wrong and try and make sure that doesn't happen.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So, not if, but when somebody joins the next mural tours, or not if, but when somebody says, hey, Tim, I'd really like you to take our group, our company, our business, whatever, out on this tour. What's the one thing that you hope they run away with?
I would like them to run away with an appreciation of our city and the art that we have. I want them to explore either like that neighborhood, and a lot of them don't know the streets, they don't know the arts. So I just want them to go, when they run away from it, I want them to say, wow, I have a really great appreciation for the Noda area and all the artists that have created something and spent that time. So,
right on, man. Right on. So learn something new every day. Private tour, you can get that happening as well. Yeah. Check it out, Mural Tours 704, and follow along there and see what you can find out when the next one is. You can get on the email list through the messenger there, and you can find out when the next one is, or if you are really feeling it, which I hope you are, you can hire these guys out to do a private thing for your company or business or group or whatever.
And if for a small donation, we'll get you a path, and if you don't want me to come, you just want to take your aunt and uncle out, get them out of the house over Thanksgiving or Christmas, and we can walk around. I'll send you a route.
Now that's a great idea too, because those are nigh. We're right up on those things.
Yeah, you don't want too much family time.
Exactly. Where are you going? I got this mural tour I got to do. Now, is there a fee if I leave a mother-in-law out there?
No, you'd probably get a refund.
Okay.
Maybe I'll pay you.
Exactly. All right, I'm leaving mother-in-laws out here on this course today, so it's like, bring them out here. You're right, extra fee.
Yeah.
New business model.
Like
all right, enough of that. We'll discuss that offline. But exactly, Tim Reitz, Mural Tours 704. Dude, I got to get with y'all on this thing. This is fantastic. Again, like I said, embarrassed I haven't done it yet. I'll fix that. Great. I promise you I'll fix that. I will fix that.
I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, man. Thank you for joining us on the Running Around Charlotte podcast, man.
Thank you. It's been a great time. I enjoyed it.
Heck yeah, man. All right, y'all. You know the deal. Tell your friends about Mural Tours 704. Like this episode. Leave us a review, too. You might as well, and follow these guys as well. All right. Thanks for joining us on the show. Thank you.
The Running Around Charlotte podcast is presented by the Novant Health Charlotte Marathon. Running Around Charlotte is produced in partnership with Well Run Media and Marketing. New episodes are available every week, anywhere you listen to podcasts.